This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the anime Grimgar, Ashes and Illusions. Konnichiwa, Joel.
Domo arigato, Mr. Andrew. I do that every time.
Yeah, I think so. So, it is May, and since this episode came after Star Wars Day, we just go straight into Star Wars month. Our anime month. There is no Star Wars month. We could do a Star Wars month one year, but not this year.
I'm so excited, Andrew. Anime month.
Anime. Why do we do anime? Because Crunchyroll did it once, and we haven't had an original thought since 2020.
Nope. We enjoy the play on words.
And as always, anime episodes, we take a trip to Andrew's Anime Alley of Fun Facts.
Yay! What kind of facts do we have this year?
Did we
Andrew?
call it that last year?
I don't
know.
think so.
Will this be the same fact as last year? Oh, hopefully not.
It'll be like the new reoccurring segment.
Yeah. In Japan, more paper is used to print manga than toilet paper.
Oh,
Which makes sense because they're a very bidet heavy culture. So
you're right.
Also, if you don't have a bidet, highly recommend one. Gets your butthole way cleaner than toilet paper ever could.
100% worth it.
Spend a little bit more money, it'll dry it.
I know. Bidet's
I don't have
where it's
one
at.
that dries. I got one that's. And I think the pressure is a little too intense, but I enjoy it.
Maybe a little too much, Andrew.
You could never enjoy that too much, my friend. If that was warm water, I probably never ever get off the toilet. But enough about my asshole. Let's talk about this anime's theme song.
You want to actually play it? It's been
we'll
a while since
play it. What are they going to do? Sue us?
All right. Let me actually, you know what? It's been so long since I've done a theme song.
Yeah, we did a whole movie month, which...
Well, even before that, we did a bunch of like Disney spin-off.
A little behind the scenes thing. That's the closest thing we come to taking a break without actually not producing an episode. So
yes.
If you ever wonder why we pick movies sometimes, it's because it was a last minute like, oh, do this one. Here we go. Let's hit it. Okay, you get the point.
Yeah, it's an anime intro. I mean, that's it. Anime intro.
Yeah, it sounds like every anime intro that's ever been made.
Yep.
I don't know, 5. I don't hate it, but it's not like I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. A 5 is perfect. It's okay. Neither here or there. It's just
Yeah.
That's
much
it.
like the anime itself. Actually, no, I liked it substantially less than
Okay.
In fact, several times while watching it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's a pretty crazy anime, honestly.
It's not crazy. He's bad and it's boring and it makes you actively root against all the protagonists.
Why, Andrew? Why?
They're just first we gotta talk about how this got made.
Let's talk about it. Then we can go into our.
I think we have a difference of opinion.
We do,
and you know what? We're gonna learn a little about my relationship with anime.
Yes,
in this episode, I think, because I feel like that'll help the difference of opinions be made.
Okay, all right.
But how did Grimgar Ashes and Illusions get made, Joel?
I feel like this was a common theme we talked last month, or not last month, but last year for anime. It's going to probably be a lot of the same, but this is a anime that originally started as a light novel in Japan.
Now, what does a light novel mean?
A light novel, it's basically young adult fiction. If I would have to equate it to something in the US, is young adult. That's it. So like your stories like what was it? Not To Kill a Mockingbird, but
you're Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, that's it. Thank you, Andrew. You knew exactly where I was going with that.
I was just like, it involves a bird.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the one with
so a light novel is basically a young adult novel.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And what you will see especially in Japan, that a lot of these will get turned into mangas. And if the manga is successful enough, it'll get an anime. And that's what happened with this. The light novel is actually known as Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. So when they made the anime, they kind of changed the name around. Couldn't really find a reason why they did, but they did. So what started off as a light novel got a manga, and then from there, a 12-episode anime was approved to run from January to March of 2016. It was done, it was published by Square Enix, and Funimation North America got the license right for the dub in the US. The writer of the original light novel, Ao Jumanji.
That's not how that is. His last name is not Jumanji. There's no way.
Jumanji.
I'm looking at it. I know.
I'm looking at it too.
It cannot. It cannot be Jumanji. I just want to say that ahead of time. I see what it looks like. It's not Jumanji. I refuse to let us just say that this person, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but I refuse to think that their last name is Jumanji. No. But that's how it's probably going to be pronounced.
You say potato, I say potato.
There we
Jumanji.
go. All right, continue. I just really wanted to put that disclaimer there.
So this guy, just a little quick story. He's been writing light novels for a while, ever since 2003. That was where his first light novel kind of took off. He's done a number of light novels, mangas. He's had an anime credit in 2019 for Fairy Gone. I think, Andrew, you said there was some interesting facts about him as well.
Yeah, his original pen name was Mizor Togami, and he changed it to Ao Jumanji. I'm so sorry. Due to the kanji for Mizor being difficult to read for the reader.
It is difficult.
His first novel was the prototype for his debut series of Bara no Maria, and he was before he was a writer, he was a street musician selling his own original music. And yeah, when they made a radio drama of Bara no Maria in 2006, he composed and provided the vocals for the song Don't Make Me Alone. So
Ooh.
he wears a lot of hats. I just thought it was neat that it's like, you know,
He's a creative.
it's well, the whole pen changing your pen name, that's pretty, I don't know how common that is in Japan, but I know that, you know, Western writers, sometimes their publisher will have a cap on how much that they'll pay them.
Yeah.
So in true capitalistic fashion, they'll make another pen name and write it under that so they can make more money. Very good example of that is Stephen King. Don't ask me what his other alias is, because I don't know.
Gotcha. So
Because reading's for nerds.
reading is for nerds. Big old nerds. Just like if you read this light novel, you're a nerd.
Now, if you watch the anime, you're not that much better.
So the anime was directed by Ryozuki Nakamura, produced by A1 Pictures. Miko Hosoi acted as the character designer for the anime. Both the theme song and ending credits were performed by the band No Name, but it looks like Now Name with a K in parentheses. Yeah. But only
like Noah's and
yeah,
no,
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's clever, guys.
that's very 2000s clever.
Yeah. But only ran for 12 episodes. That's it. And if Andrew's already alluded that maybe he doesn't like this anime, if you did like this anime, and this is the thing, a lot of people did actually like the anime, and people have been wondering about a season 2 because the light novel is still going on.
Okay,
You ain't getting a season 2. Let me just...
how come?
It's not that popular. Like,
Okay.
it is a very divided show. Either you love it or you hate it. There was no in between.
So did you love it or hate it?
I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, let's
get
watched
into
the
it.
dub, so
I did too.
I'm gonna do.
I did too.
Okay. Wow, that
I know it's real.
raises further questions. So okay, the voice cast, at least the dub voice cast of Grimgar, Ashes, and Illusions is Rico Fajardo is Harua. Oren Pitts is Ranta. I'm not going to get any of these right. Justin Briner is Manato. I think I got that one right.
You did.
Gerard Green is Maguzo. Jeannie Tarado is Yumi. And Sarah Wendeheft is Shiroro. Fuck, I don't know. I messed that up completely. So for their other works, we have Rico Fajardo is Yoshi Isekai in Blue Lock.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Soccer anime.
Oren Pitts is additional voices in Detective Conan.
Very nice.
Justin Briner is Izuka Midoriya in My Hero Academia. I thought he sounded familiar, although I usually watch that one subbed. Gerard Green is Itsushi Shiniso in the dub of My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Jeannie Terado is Pan in Dragon Ball Superhero.
Very nice.
And finally, Sarah Wendeheft is Zeno in Dragon Ball Super.
All right. So apparently they're only working in anime.
Or video games. A lot of them had video game credits.
Okay.
But I decided that anime would be more appropriate for anime.
Yes.
Since there isn't a video game month that we would cover, which would be weird if we did.
Yeah.
Kind of. So, all right. Before we get into why I had a bad time,
Okay.
you watched. You're notorious for not watching dubs.
Correct.
So I'm just going to assume that the sub wasn't available to you on Crunchyroll.
No, I've already watched the sub some years ago.
So you went. Oh, okay. So you watched the dub just to. Okay. What? I think maybe a lot of this came from the fact that I watched it dubbed, cause every character sounds and acts annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
And it makes it really hard to get emotionally attached to any of them.
So
what did you love about this anime? What is it that makes you just be like, there's some good shit right here?
So-
I'm curious about that. I'm curious more about that than
All right.
me telling you why I didn't like it.
animation is, I love the animation. I love the watercolor-esque backgrounds.
That was definitely a plus for me.
It's it's a beautiful anime to look at. So it's easy on the eyes. Let me put it like that.
Okay, that's fair.
And then, so we haven't talked about this, but this is a isekai anime.
I found that to be incredibly grating.
But it's an isekai anime that is,
We don't know how they got there.
it's not that. Just the fact that it's like, hey, here's this isekai, and when you've got thousands of other isekais where the characters are reborn and they're overpowered, that becomes annoying. An overpowered character at this point in the game, or this point in anime,
Yeah, it's a dime
history,
a dozen.
it's a dime a dozen. It's annoying. So it's almost refreshing to see a story of struggle, of these characters failing and having to overcome the failure in
They're
their life.
almost, in my opinion, too bad at what they're supposed to be doing. Like,
Yep.
I get that. Okay, I get a good underdog story, but god damn, these guys are not good at adventuring.
So the very first time I watched it, I thought it was just a very captivating story. The animation was very solid, but it's been probably since 2018 since I watched this originally. So I had forgotten a lot of the different elements of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So going back and watching it, I did have, I guess, some complaints on it. And one of my complaints was it felt rushed. It really didn't feel like you had enough time to kind of make like some of the more impactful moments in the story, like, when characters die and stuff like that. You didn't feel that impact as much as if it actually took like, hey, a whole season for you to fall in love with their relationship and then the character died.
Their downtime where they're talking to each other, just bullshitting around,
Yeah.
is perhaps the worst thing I've ever had to sit through in my entire life.
It is.
It is. Okay, there's a few things I don't like about it. It's a little too horny for my taste.
Yeah, the fan service elements are.
It's like there's some angles and some poses. I'm like, come on, that's not what this is.
It's
Also,
not necessarily
it's probably
needed.
also because like they're like substantially young looking.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, don't bend like that. That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But also it's like the edgy character is just fucking. Oh my god, he's like, actually their tank is the best.
Yeah.
Their tank's the best character, and then like they're all like, I'm gonna compliment their leader before he eats it, Mateo. It's always just like, I knew the twist coming into it. I knew it was gonna be one or two things. So spoilers for this anime made in 2016. You got like, okay, you had like 9 years to watch it.
Yeah, at this point, the time frame has kind of passed.
I knew two things were going to happen. I was like, Mateo's either going to, not Mateo, Matano, is either going to be evil or he's going to get killed. I was like, there's nobody this understanding and nice last and anything. Like,
no, it's
like,
either
so
he's
either going to have And sure enough, I got to about episode 4 before I skipped to the end. And I feel like if I were attached to these characters and did not find them, so, because like a lot of the times when they talked, I'm like, oh my God, who wrote this? Being a young adult franchise makes a lot of sense, because the way they talk, you're like, who the hell talks this way? Oh, teenagers fucking talk this way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teenagers want to be deep, but they haven't had enough shit happen to them to say anything truly profound.
No.
And it's like, these characters talk exactly how the Reddit page, I'm 14 and this is deep, is. So that makes some sense to me. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm a shallow anime watcher. I can admit that. I'm like, the fighting to me was like very lackluster. And I'm just like, maybe I'm just like a shallow bitch. I'm like, there's no big ass fireballs or somebody yelling and their hair doesn't turn a different color.
I would put it like this. It is to me, it is what would be a realistic scenario if six
teenagers had to be fantasy people,
got isekai into a world where they know, like, and that's the one of the whole kicker of being isekai is they don't remember their past life.
Yeah, they sometimes bring up things like video games,
but they don't know what it means.
Yeah, they're like, "Why did you say that?" I'm like, I don't fucking know.
It was like, it was a reflex, but we don't know where that comes from.
So I'm sure if it had gotten popular, which I guess it was, so 2016. I'm sure there's been a handful of isekais. Oh yeah, and here's another thing about me. I didn't really like anime till way later in life.
Yeah.
Like I was like everyone else. I like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. I like you watch it because everybody else is watching it. But when it came to other stuff, like I didn't even like Naruto.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. He's a ninja. I don't really fucking care about that. Or it's like people are like, you haven't watched Bleach ever? I'm like, no, because there are two reasons. There was a person that I worked with who I thought it was really funny to watch him get all mad by shitting on anime. It wasn't Joel.
No.
But I was like, yeah, anime sucks. And he goes, you don't talk about anime that way. I'm like, yeah, it's just a spiky haired guy looking for shit. That's fucking dumb. Get all mad. Because I was a fucking dickhead, but
I learned how to look. I grew up in the time where anime was not a popular thing to like.
Oh yeah,
people would shit
nowadays
on it constantly.
People shit on it. I believe it's a harder time for anime fans now because they can't fall back on that. They just have to deal with the fact that they have a bad personality.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you just don't like me because I don't like anime. I'm like, no, I think it's because you harass all of our classmates on Facebook Messenger.
You're kind of
I
just a
think
terrible
that's why
person.
people don't like you, Terrence.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact you like My Hero Academia.
This isn't the early 2000s.
understand.
Everybody likes anime now. What are you talking about?
This is 2005. You can't fucking throw a rock without hitting somebody who's like, yeah, I fuck with One Piece.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You got basketball stores and football stores talking about like Naruto.
There's a
and
guy
One
at
Piece.
the Olympics who makes a One Piece reference before he fucking weightlifts. That excuse is gone.
Way
Just like
gone.
being in the comic book shit. It's like you probably could have skirted by instead of just being like, you're a shitty dude. But now it's like, nerd shit has been in vogue for too long. You need to work on yourself and stop hiding behind very provable fallacies that it's you. But it's okay that it's you. If you're young and for some reason listening to us, there's still time.
You can change your ways.
You can change your ways. You can function in society. You don't have to be a part of it, but you could go to the grocery store without calling a woman a whore. I don't know. You got it in you. Got it in you.
What was the Billy Madison scene where he grabs that one kid by the face? He's like,
stay here as long as you can. But yeah, I just this wasn't for me. I'm pretty sure if I saw this the year it came out, I would be like, I'm never fucking watching anime again. Like if somebody had suggested me this.
I'll go and tell you, it did hit differently. I remember loving this thing. I thought it was one of the best isekais. And I still think if we're talking about isekai animes, I might still put it up there because I do love the almost level of realism where it's like you see these people not knowing how to kill a monster. Like
they're struggling with goblins out here.
Yeah, like they really get shooken up when they have to kill their first monster. Like you don't see that kind of level of detail.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I will give you that this show does a really good job of like, yeah, it would be tough.
But those
if you and I got hit by a bus and then struck by lightning and then ended up in a fantasy universe, we would have a pretty hard time, I feel.
Yeah, but those elements of the story, the art style, it's still wonderful, it's still beautiful. But going back and watching it a second time, the characters and the pacing of all of this, it could have been so much better, honestly.
I feel like it should have been, maybe it was too expensive to do more episodes. I mean, that animation and like background design, solid. It didn't look cheap.
The company actually went out of business like 1 year after they
okay, so they put all their eggs in one basket.
I'm gonna assume
they didn't do very well.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that maybe that's what it was. Up. But if we did get a second season, it's probably going to be like the second season of One Punch Man, where animation just drops off, or Tower,
or they
Tower
really
of
rely
God.
on CGI.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
I believe it's time to go to your new reoccurring segment. Reviews that rise from the ashes and reviews that are an illusion of something good.
Ooh, Andrew, Sod lid this week.
It's anime month.
He's following. He has went super dumpy on us.
No, that can't be what we're called. We can't do that to them.
We're not Saiyans, though, so we can't go Super Saiyan. So what would we go?
So we can
garbage?
Go super podcaster.
Super podcaster. Okay, there we go.
I would scream, but then I would wake up my son, and I don't feel like
dealing with
him
that,
back to sleep till 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's why you're a better father than Goku.
I got a lot of opinions on that. We can save that for a bonus episode or whatever. Goku's a good dad, and I got a laundry list of reasons as to why.
We need to talk about that. So, Andrew, this is sitting at a 7.3 out of 10. It's got 3,600 ratings to it, and
That's low.
Yeah, this is a 1 star out of it. The title of the review is Weather. God damn it. Rather watch paint dry. Good grief, this slow was the slowest, most boring, childish, perverted nonsense I've ever watched. From the ridiculous dialogue to the epitome stupid story plot line, this is by far the poorest excuse for anime. Somewhere, some pubescent loser who obviously have a large breast fantasy and zero experience with real women somehow created this pathetic drivel. The only reason I even gave this show a chance is it was supposedly on par with Overlord. It couldn't be further from the truth, and I flush things with more entertainment value than this anime abortion. If I could give a negative score, that would still be too generous for whatever train wreck this is. Save yourself and go watch literally anything else. I mean it.
Damn, was that a review written by me? God damn.
I can't help but find it hilarious that he did point out the perversion in this show, but he then said the anime Overlord was better.
Oh yeah, that one's.
I mean, that one.
At least they all look age appropriate.
They are. You are correct, but it's still fan service.
Oh yeah, it's still horny on main for sure.
That's it. So this is a 10 out of 10, titled "Give It a Try, Guys." Music of this anime was best. It makes me emotional. Sometimes music in the emotional scene is one of the best scene. Thank you, who made this anime. I'm very happy, guys. Keep walking like this. This is why we love anime over anything. I give this anime one of the best anime awards of my watch list anime.
Oh, okay, fantastic. That seems like a guy we need to check his hard drive. But
I know. I am.
I don't know. I don't like the way that was worded.
It's
something
weird.
about it seems off.
It's weird. I rewatched this show with like fondness, loving it from the first time I watched it. I might agree more with the 1-star review. Not all of it. Not all of it.
Yeah.
I
think it has some redeeming qualities, but it's overshadowed with its negative setbacks.
It's still, I would say, watch up to maybe 3 or 4 episodes.
I would say 4, because that's when Matano.
When he
eats it.
Yeah, when he eats it. After then, it does feel very slow. Yeah. But also the pacing of the whole anime just feels, it's weird. It feels rushed and also slow at the same time.
I feel you. That watercolor, animation aesthetic should be adopted by something that is of better quality.
It was beautiful. It's a beautiful animated. It's a beautiful anime.
Beautiful anime. We love our animes over here. The way the girl's been, pretty good. He said he had a flat sheet. That demon guy, I don't know what he's talking about. Always says the hunter's got a flat chest. Pretty good chest to me.
I would give any amount of money to hear him go on a rant like that.
Oh man, Donald Trump talks about anime.
Be the best.
I would fucking lose my mind. Goku dies every match. Loser, failure, you don't see me. I got shot at too.
I didn't
no injury. My ear regenerated and everything. Perfect cell. Unlikely.
I didn't eat a sensu bean.
Okay, that's quite enough Trump for one episode.
I now want him just talking
I know.
about
I need to
anime.
find a really good Trump impressionist and be like, just talk about anime.
I'll write your script.
Here's
Just do
money.
it. Just do it.
But that, I believe that wraps up Grimgar, Ashes and Illusions. Also, Grimgar sounds like Grimlock. Maybe
Yes.
Transformers.
Be Grimlock
But
King.
if you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have the $5 tier that gets you the mega request. A request that goes straight up to the top of your list, unless the request requires a lot of work and we want to do a good job. Stickers and pins mailed to your door. Access to our bonus episodes and episodes with extended audio. We have a website. There you can send a regular request or go to our store and buy a t-shirt. Or you can buy stickers there if you don't want to go through the Patreon. We are Cartoon DD on Twitter and Blue Sky, and we are Cartoon Dumpster Dive on all other social media platforms. And as always, we appreciate a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice so we don't get killed in the 4th episode. Have a great rest of your week.
See ya.
This has been a Lughole podcast.